Hey, what is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is Pro Wrestling. If you're wondering why Kyle looked so surprised just now, it was because when we started this broadcast, nobody else was here with us. And
yeah, I thought we were just going to do this solo. I was about to invite my dog down, Kahlua. She really wanted to be a part of this. And I was like, let's carry the weight of this. But then look at this. 2 other human beings appeared out of nowhere. Hey, it's Will. Welcome back to your show. You weren't here last week, and I got to be honest with you, I missed you.
Oh, missed you too. Missed all you guys. Missed all the NWA fam. Glad to be back.
And I think I was booted off by my cat. I think my cat hit the escape button on my keyboard. That's why I was there for a second, and then I had to re-sign in. So
National Cat Day today, isn't it as well?
I know. That's why my cat's pissed. I'm doing this.
Joe's
hey, nice shirt, Kyle.
Hey, look at that. Hey, mine has sleeves, but I got to be honest with you. If you get the size and you wash these a lot in high heat,
I had sleeves.
Yeah, I'm about to lose the sleeves too because it's getting a little snug in the chesticle area.
Yeah, them chesticles. I hear you're getting a snip in that chesticle.
I am next.
They take both nipples off, or how's that
next
work?
Month? No. It's just I was told that
Kyle lactates.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow. All right.
I am going.
Breaking news. Breaking news. You heard it here first, folks. It's going straight to the dirt sheets. Where's Mike Johnson?
You know what? And I take this as kind of an impressive thing. The doctor told me usually they just do 1 little incision. For me, 2.
Whoa! He's got grapefruits, ladies and gentlemen.
It turns out that probably isn't good, but still, I have the tautness of someone half my age. I'm told. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk wrestling.
I'd rather
talk about balls.
Well, here's the thing, folks. If you're gonna be talking about reproductive rights as a man, you shouldn't have too much say in people that aren't you. So take it upon yourself. I'm going to take care of my own reproductive rights. So that way I'm not making anybody else feel uncomfortable with what I put out.
Wow, you guys just
you make everyone feel uncomfortable all the time, Kyle. That's like that's your gimmick.
I love you.
Kyle, I can tell you from experience this past week, you're going to be all right.
You did it too?
Yep.
Wow.
That's why you weren't up.
You could have done the podcast. You just sit there with a nice pack.
That's not why I wasn't on the podcast. That was because school started and we kind of forgot and we were just running around.
I tried to get him to live stream the surgery and he wouldn't do it. So.
Oh, man, that's viewers right there.
I know, man.
Major fail.
The doctor was like,
fail.
Gotcha. Major fail. Speaking of which, the guy who's running for NWA USA, the guy who's trying to get in control of the whole damn thing, not even here on time. Guys,
maybe
don't vote for somebody that's not punctual.
Maybe that's why this is such a party.
He's going to be here. He said he'll be here around 7 Eastern-ish. But you know who is here? All of the NWA fam. They're in the chat. What's up, everybody? Axel. I see it. Marlon. Adam.
Marlon
Scott.
Agrees with Kyle. Kyle, thank you for lactating. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. John Rosado's here. Referee James Lawrence is in the house. Eric Dale, Michelle, Lee, Brandon Hicks, Dodie. There's so many of you. It's so good to see you. Heather Hudley's here. I was just with Heather Hudley this
Marlon
weekend
on here
at
saying
the
he's
gathering
soon
in
too. I'm just going to assume. How was the gathering in Charlotte? Actually, was it a nice gathering?
It was a lot of fun. It was there was some weirdness. I wondered. Danny Dealz escorted the Mortons to the ring. That was awkward. So
you know,
Ricky actually called him out.
Morton was on here the other week, and that must have been some whole kind of merch thing they had going on there, where to get free stuff, he was able to walk him to the ring to get the exposure and the rub. That's what
also the NWA USA thing. I think we got a clip of that for later that Danny was pitching GM of USA. But yeah, the gathering was a lot of fun. I have this beer here tonight that I bought there. It's like a wrestling beer, highly dramatic.
I like that.
So what is it? It's an NEIPA?
New England style IPA.
Okay, how much? What are we talking about alcohol wise? Got 6.9%.
It's 6.4.
6.4, not bad. What's your IBU?
If it's not enough,
give me the bitterness unit. If it's a New England IPA, it's got to be in the 70s, 80s. Come on now, break it down.
My Spindrift contains 8% juice, if that counts, and only 15 calories.
It doesn't say anything about a bitterness unit or IB. It's like IBU.
Yeah.
I also only in North Carolina. They don't sell it in South Carolina where I'm at. I also picked up some of these.
No, those are pretty good.
Steve Austin.
I've been to that brewery.
IPA.
I've been to that brewery and got that on tap. It's good stuff.
I've heard of Steve Austin.
Yeah, I've seen that guy before.
What?
And that's a life-size Bret Hart behind me, and I'm not just happy to see you. That's him right there. Look at that. I don't know.
This is very intriguing to me. I'm a big fan of Bret Hart in my adult
sparkling
years, especially now that he imbibes as well. The Hitman, he figured it out. Less angry now. A lot less angry now.
Oh, sounds like there's a story behind that. Audie asking for one more match from Austin Idol. Let's get him on here. He's gonna.
So I talked to Austin Idol last week. I made a comment about this, and what he ended up going on for 20 minutes was like, Kyle, you don't know the backstory. They should make a movie. So he started pitching us on an idea. So if Austin Idol ever has one last match, I have a feeling he's going to at least try to Ric Flair this thing and make it a whole event. So news to come, maybe. Who's to say? That
feels right. That feels right. Let's see what else. We got Magic Jake coming on here in just a little bit. We got plenty to talk about. All of the NWA 74 stuff. There's been a lot of announcements. That's picking up this week. All kinds of stuff. Kyle, I'm
trying to figure out what Joe's doing.
Oh, Joe's hiding behind the thing.
I mean, I already saw him strategically place his Emmy in the background so you could notice it more. And I was like, oh, that's great. Hey,
if you had an Emmy, you would do the same.
If I had an Emmy, I'd have a tattoo of it. So let me tell you,
nothing's stopping you from getting the tattoo.
You can still get the tattoo.
Yeah, but then people are going to be like, "What's with the Emmy?" And I'd be like, "It's just my jealousy of Joe Galli." And they'd be like, "Oh, the Emmy award-winning Joe Galli," and I'd be like, "Son of a."
I like Topo Chico too, Joe.
You know, it's so hard to find now. Look, ladies and gentlemen, let's go deep dive into the real topics that are important. Climate change. It impacts all of us. Major drought where they get this stuff down in Mexico. They can't even get it out of the ground anymore. This could become an endangered species. This could go extinct. And that's a damn shame.
That's a horrible beverage. I have alcoholic Topachinos in my garage cooler. Don't like it.
No, those are like made in like El Segundo too, and like next to Broken Skull Brewery stuff. I mean, that's not the same. It's not the same.
When will there be a tournament for the NWA Women's TV Belt? News to come on that. I like that you're thinking about it. Got that in the ether.
Appreciate it,
Linson, for that question. I wanted to. I figured if there's anybody that would know right now, it'd be one of you guys. So
that's why Kyle's getting the surgery so he can fight for it.
That's right.
Newman saying we haven't seen Sam Shaw since he beat up Mercurio.
You know, I'm hearing a lot of rumors abound, so I'm hoping we see Sam Shaw again. Who knows? His match has not been announced for NWA 74 as yet, so
yeah. All right. The Smoking Skull beer is good. You look like a child in your profile picture,
Adam.
so I'm not sure I can talk to you.
Adam.
Legally,
hold on. It's not illegal to describe the taste of alcohol to a child.
Yeah, it's Broken Skull IPA, and in about 20 more years, you can have some.
It tastes like whoop ass. When is the NWA coming to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Ooh.
Never.
Well, I can tell you that next year we are looking at some places in Pennsylvania as an option, and Pittsburgh is one of them. But
Pittsburgh is my favorite of all the terrible, terrible cities that comprises all of that horrible state.
Ooh, Joe Galli telling you how he really feels here.
Pittsburgh
in the running, but I think Philly's higher up in the running, to be honest with you.
What about Toronto? Greg here says, NWA fan since 1964, and after the NWA left Toronto in 83, I never attended another wrestling event. We should bring Greg back to a wrestling event with an NWA show in Toronto.
I worked Toronto once when I was with Ring of Honor, and it was a beautiful place. So that would be very cool. Also, I met Lance Storm when I was there. Okay. Lance Storm told me when I was wrestling at the time, I said, hey, I'm doing this thing where I take videos for my character and I upload it to YouTube, and I do these like little things that are like little character pieces. And he goes, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You should focus on wrestling. That online stuff doesn't amount to anything. Young Bucks.
Yeah, I remember one time I worked in a Walmart in the electronics section, and I tried to sell a guy a DVD, and because he was like, what should I get for my family for Christmas? Like something cool. I was like, get this DVD player. That's how old I am. This is when this was a bigger deal. And he was like, son, hold on a second. Let me tell you something. I've been around the block. I've been around a lot of years. This is just a fad. It's going away. He's like, it's tapes for me. I'm like, all right.
Beta for life, baby. Beta for life.
Here's my funny
Later
story
on, that man would be Josephus.
If you remember, after DVDs and we were heading towards Blu-rays, it was HD DVD and Blu-ray. That was like the two competing things. And I went all in on HD DVD, and now we see how that turned out. So I ended up with this like stack of HD DVDs, no way to play them because everything was Blu-ray. And yeah, what a waste of money.
You could thank porn for that. Thank you, porn.
Yep, I was about to say it's whichever. I mean, if porn,
why do you think streaming's so big?
If the porn industry had chosen HD DVD, that's what we'd all be watching right now.
When does the NWA come to Latin America?
Ooh, well, I'm glad Adam chimed in and said this is actually
stuff.
This is his son, Reg. This is not actually Adam. So thanks for clarifying that, Adam, especially as we entered the porn conversation. So
perfect.
This is good.
Well, Reg, when a man and a woman and occasionally another woman and occasionally a donkey love each other.
Well, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you're thinking, what does all this have to do with professional wrestling? We are just talking about some of Magic Jake's favorite things, and Magic Jake will be the guest on tonight's episode. So we just want to make sure that we were getting it, because otherwise it would be an abrasive, big push. Like when he showed up, if he just went deep dive into this, you'd be like, whoa, that was abrupt, and I wasn't ready for it. But this is like easing into it.
So here's the trick. What you need to do,
PW Insider Magic Jake addicted to porn.
I was going to say what you should do, somebody in the chat, make sure at some point, so I can throw it up on the screen like this, make sure you ask we will say, like, you got any questions for Magic Jake, say, can you tell us the story about the donkey? And then we can throw that up on the
he made
screen.
A part of it disappear. It was magical.
And so anyway, we'll have that.
No donkey.
Dealz keeps telling us he's here.
This entire time, I thought that Danny Dealz was the reason why we just went off the rail and became just all this. But now I'm realizing it might just be us.
I had to pick up the slack.
Well, this is part of the family.
How come you can't see me?
Well, that's because Magic Jake did a trick and he made you disappear.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for Magic Jake, Danny Dealz? He's here with us right now.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm sorry that I'm late. Anybody who's familiar with Nashville knows 24 is the absolute worst. But, I did hear you guys talk about Toronto, and I'm going to say that we can't go to Toronto because I ran a stop sign before, so about 10 years ago, so I don't think they'd let me in the country.
Well, I don't know. Since that conversation, Danny, the whole chat has turned into, I don't know, here's Scooby, Philly or Baltimore? When is the
Philly or
NWA
Baltimore in general
Tallahassee?
for what?
Everybody's just naming places they want us to come.
Okay, well,
yeah, we can go to Pittsburgh all day.
Axel wants us in Latin America.
Yeah, we can go to Pittsburgh. How about Pittsburgh? No?
I mean, Philly is definitely one of the names we've jumped around there. I'm a huge ECW fan. Mark Cardona is a huge ECW fan. One of the people in our company up there is, come on.
Indonesia.
Hell yeah.
One of my mentors, Pat Kenny, ECW guy. I'm just saying, I think it would be a good fit, but you're going to have to wait for some announcements about next year.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
I live right up the coast from Daytona, and I got to be honest with you, I'm always pushing for us to be in Florida because I am lazy and I don't want to.
I'm going to try to come back in here and see if I can't fix my camera. Everybody wants to see the deal.
I was going to say, did you try
also,
to
guys,
turn it off
if
and back
you
on?
live in an area
highest
that's
ratings
prone
we've
to
ever
inclement
had
weather,
this very moment. Highest ratings ever.
This is good. I mean,
I'm looking at the numbers
Florida.
right now.
So far the
analytics
maintained, but
that's
all this is the
telling
interaction and stuff like that. While we're waiting for Dealz to come back and Magic Jake to come on here, does anybody have any questions on this? Will Markova be the NWA TV title conversation? Natalia Markova will be in every title conversation. A competitor unlike few others, aggressive, carries herself well, also promotes herself. I mean, I literally saw her on the news recently being a crime stopper. Natalia Markova will definitely be in the NWA Women's TV title conversation. Burke Invitational, I would say that's pretty much a safe bet without giving anything away. I'd say, yeah, if you're excited about that, you're going to be excited if it happens.
Media's got the right idea here. Magic likes porn, donkeys, chains, cuffs, baseball bats. Check. All right, so you're ready.
I feel bad
for
CJ now. She got to be there for all that.
Hey,
JD
part of the
asks, will the NWA Women's Division still at times have working agreements with Mission Pro, ROH, AEW, and Impact at times? Thank you. If so, I would like to see Camille versus either Dr. Britt Baker, Holiday, Jordan Grace, Kiera Hogan, and possibly Jade Cargill. I would like to see Camille kill all of those people.
We are always open to
literally
relationships with everybody. I'm a big advocate of the fact where I think that the more the merrier. If everybody kind of works together, it gives everybody else a position and also keeps everybody, intrigued at what anything could happen at any time for the fandom. And as a fan, I used to always be just when somebody would pop up, I'd be like, keeps fresh competition and everything like that. We're willing to do business with anybody that's willing to do business with us. Basically, as long as there is an open level of communication and everybody is just in it for the right reasons, the sky's the limit. So that's not a yes. Sure as hell isn't a no.
San Francisco, San Diego, LA, come back to Oak Grove. Lots of people want us around. Is there any news about another NWA championship coming to the NWA? Because for this anniversary, they have 2 coming. That is generous. I don't think I've heard of any other new titles, right?
Well, we have the U.S. tag team titles that will be decided coming up at NWA 74. The teams have started to kind of already be dropped out on there and get the names going there. Always going to be some surprises. You never know who could show, and also cards subject to change. So if something was to occur, I'd like to think maybe we could find somebody else. But at the same time, there's only so many championships that any one place should have, and we're trying not to go over that limit, but we also haven't hit that limit yet.
You know what I did do at the gathering, by the way, is this title back here. I got it signed by Shane Douglas. How controversial is that? Yeah. That's fun.
Really?
The guy who threw it down on the ground.
So real talk. Shane Douglas is in my top 5.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He was there. He was
wrestlers.
Top 5 wrestlers.
You have to be specific.
That 96, 97 era of Shane
Based on
Douglas
this conversation, thank you, Will.
Yeah,
and
I just want to clarify.
And I do have a replica NWA championship that is signed by all former champions that I've had the pleasure of working with. Shane Douglas, not on that list. Met him once in a locker room when I was young. Was too shy because I was too new in the business and I didn't want to bother him. Regret it to this day.
Audie says we should have a fan contest where somebody can become the honorary commissioner at an NWA pay-per-view.
You know who won't win that? Danny Dealz.
Danny Dealz.
Yeah, of course I will. I was out campaigning this weekend too. I got more votes.
It's true. If you missed it, we did. Danny was still at the gathering this weekend. Well, here's a clip of that.
Hey, old Karens. How are you, buddy? Huh? Good to see you. Don't act like you're not happy to see me.
I'm happy to see you, Danny.
Yeah. Well, this is the deal, right? You know I'm running for GM NWA USA. See how I'm all decked out, right? This stuff's available on the website.
I'm pretty familiar. Word gets around in the locker room. I understand that you're running for the main position.
Yeah. So you would prefer me over Medusa, right? And who'd she ever beat?
Are you asking me if I would pick you over Medusa?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, is that even a question?
Yeah, it isn't a question. It would totally be me, right?
No. Medusa has my vote all day long, Danny Dealz. I hate to say that. I don't want to be the stooge of the back, but Medusa, you got my vote.
What if I give you this hoodie?
I'd still probably do Medusa. Sorry.
He's just playing. He's actually going to vote.
He told me off camera that he was going to vote for me. That was just for show. He had to sell 8x10s that night.
Got a big match coming up, and I'd hate him to be tainted by you. So that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
yeah.
Did you tell him about my code, Gary? Since the deal,
I have not yet. I was waiting
late
for you to get here. I was going to throw this up, but if you haven't already, you can always, of course, Danny Dealz, one of the main contributions he brings to the National Wrestling Alliance is over at the National Wrestling Alliance store, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. So I guess I should call it the shop. Anyway, right now, if you use a promo code Magic Dealz, you get 25% off at the shop.
Yeah. Magic Dealz because Magic Jake is on the show.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah. See,
I smell what you're cooking.
That's good. That's the kind
of
smarts I
what
need.
you're cooking.
That's the kind of smarts I need from my GM of NWA.
That's right,
USA.
Daddy. I'm telling you. Kyle's all in. That's why he's got the shirt on.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, it's just one of those things. I knew you're going to be here. I wanted to show my support for you, and that's not just the fact that I just grabbed the first shirt that was on top.
And Joe too. Joe's got the HBK cut going. That's good. Yeah, there we go.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean I'm going through the window when this happens?
Doty's got a great question. Is Jay Spade still the #1 contender for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship?
No,
that is an amazing, amazing question, and I'm so glad that you are following the product so intently.
Some attention to detail.
And Jay Spade definitely has that contendership in his back pocket. It's just the scheduling hasn't been able to happen as of yet. So one day, Jay Spade will show up and have that match.
It must be nice. You get to walk around having that in your back pocket, you know,
just ready to go at any time.
Yeah.
If I was him, it would be on my Twitter handle up there. I'd have it right up there.
You go to look for, maybe your rewards card or something, or see that.
Look at that.
Yeah, see.
Another thing I want to mention, so while we wait for Jake too, is Will and I, this is Pro Wrestling Livestream. One of the things we like to do that we're trying to get back into is to get interviews and other stuff about pro wrestling and not just this live stream. Although it's the most important thing. We love you guys. And we appreciate being a part of the National Wrestling Alliance. It helps
say
us
that first before you bury us. That's how you do a shoot. You gotta...
No. I was just going to say part of what we get out of that is we get to hang out with some of the superstars from the National Wrestling Alliance. That feels weird. Like I said, WWE thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, here, let's skip ahead to my point. Is that one of the people that we got a chance to talk to was Matt Cardona. And we were hanging out with him, and that interview is coming out tomorrow. But I thought if you guys haven't already, you can make sure you hit subscribe to youtube.com/This Is Pro Wrestling, and also TIPW show. That's our Twitter and everything. Also, This Is Pro Wrestling on all the podcast stuff. Kyle, you look like you have a question, and then I'll play.
I was going to use this as a segue, and let's talk about Matt Cardona while we're waiting for Magic Jake here. I mean, big match just got announced, or I should say big return. Matt Cardona coming back to the NWA ring after that arm injury. Will, you got to be excited. I can see it right there. Don't move too much. We'll see how excited you are. But the fact of the matter is, handpicked opponent. Like, who could this person be? Is anybody willing to speculate about who the opponent's going to be? Matt Cardona, NWA 74.
I keep staring at the outline of this image. And I'm
it's not going to be me.
Cardona's choice, August 27th, night 1 of NWA 74, August 27th, 28th at the Chase Park Plaza. NWATix.com. Make sure you go there.
It's going to be Grizzly Redwood.
It is Grizzly Redwood.
I could tell you that I think Grizzly Redwood would love it if he was Matt Cardona's opponent there. I don't think he's going to be, though.
Well, what I do expect from Cardona is him to be hyped up and crazy like he normally is. But this interview that we had with him, he was actually kind of chill, and it was like a pretty in-depth conversation. It goes a little while, but we hope you guys will check it out. Here's a little clip from it just to get a taste of what that's like. Yeah, it's weird with you. Like you have like this. I hopefully you won't take this disrespectfully. An abrasive personality sometimes. Like when you see you on your Twitter feed and everything, and so then, but you're also building a community, so that feels like a weird balance to have.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm not trying to gain any followers. I'm not trying to prove people wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I gain some people, glad to have you on board. But I'm doing things for me, my fans, the fans that have stuck with me, man, for years, or the newer fans, whatever it is. But I'm not trying to if you're a hater or negative or a troll, I'm not trying to I'm going to do this to prove you wrong. I don't even care. Maybe I'll make a dickish response on Twitter, but that's about it.
I mean, I guess it's probably easy for a guy like you. You've had a lot of success to just brush that off. I know you have, as much as you're on Twitter.
I get it comes to the territory, right? There's hate every single day, and I'd be lying if I said that nothing ever gets under my skin. Of course it does. It's natural, but sometimes the insult is so good that it pops me, and I'll retweet it, or I'll say, "Oh wow, that was good," But typically, you cannot respond to all the negativity. You just can't. And sometimes you got to respond to it with positivity or just being kind or nice, which is a crazy way to look at it. But, kill them with kindness.
So there you go. A different side of Matt Cardona. than I think most people get to see. So I'm excited for people to check this out.
It's the soft rock style, right? Hot AC.
Well, you'll hear. I've got a couple of other
knows
clips
what I'm
for later
talking
in the show. You'll get to hear more from Matt Cardona, and he definitely is still Matt Cardona. So don't get me wrong. He opens up a little bit more, and there's nothing put on about his personality. Let's just say that. But anyway, we've got a guest coming up. We got Magic Jake Dumas joining the show. Before we get there, I want you guys to make sure that you remember when and where NWA 74 is. So we're going to play a little ad for that, and we'll be back in just like a minute or so.
2 shakes of a puppy's tail.
Kyle.
2 shakes of a puppy's tail so that we can talk to Magic Jake Dumas.
Wrestling at the Chase is back August 27th and 28th as the NWA returns to the historic Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri for NWA 74. 2 nights of incredible action featuring title defenses from all the NWA champions. Plus, NWA wrestling legends will be in the Coruscant Ballroom for NWA's 74th anniversary extravaganza. Tickets are moving fast, so get yours now at NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com. The NWA, wrestling as it's meant to be.
All right, we're back with Magic Jake has joined the show. Thanks for being here, sir.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I just got done with a workout. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
We can also see you.
I just got done with a workout with Tom Latimer, and I'll never make that mistake again. So
It's got to be intimidating. I mean, standing next to him, the height, the tan, the abs, the accent.
And he doesn't take smoke breaks. So
yeah, because
he
dips.
Anymore.
You got to dip, brother.
That's true. That's true. You start chewing on my cigarettes, I guess.
I saw him this weekend, and he still looks like he is steady working out. So he stays in decent shape.
Steady working out. The man's carved from granite.
It's like very astute observation, Gary.
I wanted to compliment Magic Jake.
He does put
recently. Your partner.
Jake's having a hard time breathing. You all right?
I mean, for me,
it's all the smoking.
No show. He says legally he didn't have to be there, but you still won that tag match, and I got to tell you, props on that. You've come a long way, even with CJ. Sometimes she's not where she needs to be. I keep on seeing, messes up the trick every now and then. That's got to be hard to deal with, but you still are a nice guy about it. Magic Jake Dumas, I got to tell you, impressed.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised, Kyle. I mean, Jax did his due diligence. He fulfilled his contractual obligations, and he knew I had it. I mean, it's a hillbilly and a quad god. I don't know what that is, but I'm Magic. I don't have any gods I believe in.
Wow, heathen. So magic is not some sort of spiritual thing. If God isn't involved in it, who's involved in the magic? I've always been intrigued by this. I believe magic is real. I mean, obviously it is. And I just want to say, like, how does one learn that art?
$50 and I'll show you, Kyle.
There you go.
Last time somebody said that, something very awkward happened in the backseat.
Involved a donkey, I hear.
Again.
Yeah. Joe might have.
Who told you guys about the donkey? Who told you guys about the donkey? Was that CJ?
That was the dirt
CJ
sheet, brother. That's the dirt
CJ. Does CJ speak English? I'm not even sure she could tell us. I don't know. She's always just in Portuguese every time.
Yeah, she yells "tada."
Is that how you say it?
Tada. Yeah.
Oh, I know tada. I'm Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Move on.
All right.
Portal. Something.
I want to apologize. I got a message here. I just saw that said Joe let us know you didn't have the link to get here, and so I apologize for that. I assumed that Danny, since he set up the interview, would have given you the link. So I just want to throw some shade his way.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
you're the admin. You're the head honcho.
It's your show. Show prep, Gary.
Yeah,
that's true.
Chief.
That's a good point.
The chief.
So
that's right. Portuguese.
Yes.
Portuguese.
You know what? And it's okay. You know what? I appear where I plan to appear. So I still got.
He would have showed up at this time anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jake, we've seen you really come into your own in the last several months on NWA programming, and I think at this point it's safe to say you could be in contendership. My question is there a championship that you're thinking about that in your eyes is going to help your stage presence with your performance when you're doing the magic? If you had a belt, that could really help.
Well, I'll tell you, Kyle, if you're following the dirt sheets and you're listening to all this magical buzz about me, you know that there's several people on the internet right now that are already chomping at the bit for the Magic Man to have a little gold around his waist. And, you know, I got to give my props to the NWA. There's not a title that we have that isn't prestigious. I mean, you've got the greatest national champion in the world, Jax Dane, who, you know, I think I won a few brownie points with this past match. You've got Trevor Murdoch holding on to the 10 pounds of gold. I mean, I think I'm just as much of a Tyrus fan as anybody else is, but come on. It's gonna be a slobber knocker at 74. I know that. But, and obviously you've got the king of all TV, Tyrus, holding the television championship at this point. So really the question is not which title do I have my eye on. It's when is the magic moment for me to take one of those titles away from one of those three men.
I'm curious about how magic and wrestling cross over for you. Like, how did this happen? You were, you know, we don't know a ton about your backstory. I assume you want to keep it that way. So I'm
Great question.
Curious if you could possibly give us shed a little light on how you ended up in the wrestling ring as opposed to doing tricks. That sounds awkward, but
turning tricks on the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, Gary. It's interesting the way that I grew up. You know, there were two things that kind of kept the lights on for me. I grew up under some less than desirable circumstances, and two things kind of kept my head up, and that was professional wrestling and my love of magic. I was always a show off to all the other kids, and sometimes that didn't work in my favor. You know, a lot of people thought magic was lame. A lot of people thought my love of professional wrestling made me a geek or made me a nerd. A lot of those people don't really have that opinion anymore. But those crossed over because, and I guess I'll let you guys in a little bit. Those crossed over because as a kid, like I said, I used magic and professional wrestling to escape a lot of less than desirable situations. And I don't know, maybe I wrestle now, maybe I do magic and wrestle now, because if I can give, you know, any kids that were like me that same reprieve, that same couple of seconds away from the shitty reality they live in, if they could take 1 minute to watch Magic Jake bump and feed and do a couple of magic tricks, and that makes their day better for a couple of seconds, then you know what, I'm doing my job.
Wow. That's an insightful.
That was nicely profound that I was not expecting from you.
I'm not a dog. Don't ooh and ah me. It's for the kids.
Okay. Let's see. Eric in the chat saying he wants to see you. He wants to see you go for the national title, but Jax Dane is a beast. It's
the boss man.
Buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild Arms in the chat asking, how did the business arrangement with CJ happen?
You know what? A magician never reveals his secrets. I always keep a couple of tricks up my sleeve, and CJ just happened to be one of those tricks. Without revealing too much, there was a bit of a business proposition where she was in a little bit less of a desirable circumstance. And, you know, she's been around the block a couple of times. So, you know what? She's good looking. She can dance, and that amuses me. So I brought her on.
All right. Well, it seems like you're still working on the timing. I've seen her accidentally, cost you a few moments.
Eric Dale over here too. Magic Jake pulling on the heartstrings, yet he blinds near every vanquished foe. I like that. So give me a little background here. You win the match. You're successful. Most people would celebrate. You decide that you're always going to slash your opponents in the eye area with a card. What's the thought process on this? What are you hoping to convey to the audience? Because it just seems like it's a spiteful move.
Well, everything's got its point. Everything's, you know, as in Magic, you know, I make you watch the thing I want you to watch, right? So there's a little bit more of my backstory. I still am a United States Marine. I served my country for 6 years before the United States Marine Corps chewed me up and spit me back out. And there's something to be said about complete domination of your opponent. In the Marine Corps, you don't leave your opponent until you know they're not going to get back up. So I put a little bit of swagger on it, a little bit of pizzazz on it, and I cut them across the eyes, because you don't have to be 600 pounds made of solid steel. You can be any man in the world, but if I get you on your stomach in front of all of these people and I slit your eyes, you have now gone under me. You no matter what, you're always going to remember that. You're always going to protect your eyes. You're always going to think, when's that next card coming? It's not so much of a calling card as it's a stamp on everyone that I beat you, and you're going to stay beaten, because that's going to stay with you forever.
I'm hearing a lot of emotional distress going on with you. This doesn't sound like a healthy mindset that a normal human being would have. And I got to be honest with you. You get into Magic, you talk about hurting people, how you need. I'm starting to be a little concerned about maybe you're not the most balanced individual.
Oh, chill out, Dr. Phil. What are you talking about?
Just saying. Look, think about how loud this podcast usually is. He's quiet. He's reserved. He's talking about making sure people like. It's unnerving. I got to be honest with you, Magic.
That's because I was late.
You're a little unnerving.
That's because I haven't had my drink yet. I have wrestling practice tonight, so I can't unwind and relax with you guys. I'm not well put together. I'm not. You know, you've got your good guys. You've got your guys that are well put together. You've got your Nick Aldis's. You know, you've got your Trevor Murdochs. You've got your Kerry Mortons. You've got your Ricky Mortons. Those are guys that are well put together. They come from a good background. You know, they had to struggle and fight and everything to get to where they are in wrestling. And I commend them for that. They fought to get where they are in wrestling. But the difference between me and them is I had to fight to be right here. I had to fight to stay alive. I had to fight to keep everything that I have in my life, not with wrestling, but with who I am. And that's not a normal thing. People don't have to, you know, I've been frozen to the ground. I've been shot at. I've been tossed to the curb and told I was unwanted for a long time. And once you get that kind of steel resolve that you're going to have to fight for everything, you change. And it comes up with, it brings a little moniker to my mind. Magic doesn't die, and Magic doesn't get weak. It just gets weirder. And I think that's why I'm so different from everyone else.
I like that. So things could get weirder for Magic Jake in the ring. Yeah. That's exciting though. That's fun. I see the question too. This is good for Dealz here. When do we get Magic merch? When does that happen? Is there?
Hang on, Dealz. Yeah, Dealz. When do we get Magic merch? When's that?
I want some Magic cigarettes.
Well, I don't know about that.
I can tell you those now.
I want a shirt that says, I was raised at the Madame Gertrude's Home for Boys, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Careful, Kyle.
Not bad.
Yeah. Just stay tuned on that, whoever asks the question.
John is a fan. Jake is coming across as a real person instead of just a wrestler. Heel or just a hard-ass / badass?
It's because he is a real person.
Yeah. And he also was a real badass.
Marine Corps veteran, you know baby. What the hell? How much more badass you want?
Hey, fun fact, I once beat Jake in darts, and I had no idea what I was doing.
That was, hold on. Now, this is because Dealz knows my one weakness is a good gin and tonic. And when he's smooth talking the bartender, getting 50% off shots, how am I supposed to turn that down? Dealz, you said, I told you that, or you beat me in confidence.
Well, there were people there. Plunkett saw it, you know. We're in Printer's
Is this
Alley.
the same thing with the donkey story that we were saying? People were there, Plunkett saw it?
Yeah.
Listen, Plunkett's seen a lot, okay? Plunkett's been through some shit.
I'm gonna say I've heard that phrase more than once.
Somebody gets a hold of him, we're all going away. Right?
Have you ever had any trouble with the fact that you smoke in the ring, Jake? Nobody ever gives you hell?
I don't ever ask. It's not something I do. It's something I need. So it's like medicine for me.
I gotcha. Have you ever been in a death match? That's a random question here, Axel, but it's in the
obviously not. He's alive.
No.
Oh, good one.
Even death can't catch the magic, man, Joe. No, but in all seriousness, I've been in one. You know, I've tasted my own blood. Obviously, I've done that. I did that in the Marine Corps before that, so death matches don't scare me. But yeah, I've been in one. You'll never see it. It was probably one of my more proud moments in my career because I went the distance with one of my best friends in the business, whose name is Toby Farley. He and I had a good 45-minute death match, and it was a very life-changing experience.
Interesting. Any more questions for Magic Jake in the chat? You got to get them in now. I don't know what Danny's talking about.
Good Lord. Talk about 45 minutes. It's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
That feels like a long time for a death match.
Hey, Slasher Sports believes in magic. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to read
all
the
you
chat.
gotta do.
I still hope that it maybe in St. Louis or Nashville this time we can get some more of your magic tricks on camera. That's what I want to do.
Oh, believe me, we got a lot coming.
See if you can make Kyle disappear.
You don't want that.
Me and Kyle have a standing agreement. He helped me out with my first magic trick, so I gotta keep him around for a little while.
Make me
Will wants to
disappear.
see if you can
I keep on fearing him and talking him up in public. So
listen, you don't have to try to make Kyle disappear during the tapings. I rarely ever see him. He's at the ring. Him and Joe both. Rarely ever get to see him. So
Will, do you want to try the saw in half gimmick?
Not again, man. No.
Okay.
That's why you'll only ever see the upper half of Will.
Yeah, that's why I had to resort to streaming and podcasting because I can't.
Yeah.
That saw in half gimmick, it's important to have a safe word, which is, whatever that safe word is. If it's Oklahoma and somebody's screaming, no, please, you're cutting me. I'm really in pain. I'm bleeding. Not the safe word. You keep going.
It's not the safe word. But hey, that is something I need to commend all of you gentlemen on. People take a lot of reps off, and people, there's a lot of laziness that happens in the world of professional wrestling. But I will tell you right now, these 5 gentlemen are the hardest working guys in the backstage of NWA. Dealz is constantly working on merchandise. The This Is Pro Wrestling guys have hands down the best questions, and they are the warmest 3 gentlemen ever. I do miss the doc, but I'm not sure.
And we traded out for Dealz, so that's
Yeah, I know you kind of traded down, but that's okay.
What are you talking about?
It's free merch.
We get a lot
really,
more
at the end of the
love
day,
it.
it was free merch.
Yeah, Will and Gary have done nothing but been professional to everybody in the back, and they ask the best questions, and they're very easy to be personable with. And obviously Joe and Kyle. Joe, you are hands down the best commentator in the game right now, and Kyle,
you're Kyle.
every time you call for Madam Gertrude's Home for Boys, it helps me get into the world of it. So
I'm glad we can help you be you, which is very important because frankly, I think people feel it. And I know I feel it when I'm at ringside. You definitely do have an aura and a personality about you that stands out from just being an everybody else, and keep it up. You're literally, thankfully not killing it literally, but you're figuratively killing it right now. And right. I got to tell you that sky's the limit. And I feel like whether it's in Magic or professional wrestling, there's a big future ahead for you.
I didn't intend to have like such emotional moments with Magic Jake today, but yeah, no, I gotta say, like, just seeing you just from the first time I saw you in the ring till now, like I almost feel like I'm personally invested in your success. Like I want to see like you just constantly evolve and just get better and better, and just like it's impressive, man. It's and I can't wait to just watch you rise through the rankings in the National Wrestling Alliance. It's just cool to see.
I appreciate that, guys.
Polio Del Mar is in the chat though and is asking, what kind of shed with the darn chandelier is the Dirty Magic Man hanging out in?
I did notice the chandelier. I just didn't want to draw
it's kind of
attention
weird.
to it.
Let me, if I can figure out how to do this, let me introduce you guys to one of the premier schools of Tennessee. Whoop, that's not how you do it. I'll turn around.
Just rotate it. Yeah. Oh, man.
War Games.
This is FXE, owned by the very famous, very wonderful WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lynn.
Nice.
And speak of the devil, Tom Latimer will be here soon, and then he's going to whip my ass for a little bit. But we're going to turn all these kids into superstars.
That's awesome. That's cool. Where's that at?
Hendersonville, Tennessee. You can look us up on Facebook. You can see live feeds of the school. It's really cool. We got a multicam system. It is a multi-million-dollar facility. It is the real deal.
Is Jerry there right now? Because tell him Kyle Davis says hi. I used to work with him back in the day.
He doesn't know who you are, Kyle.
He does. And last time I saw him backstage somewhere, it was like, Kyle. So he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Also was a huge fan of him when I used to watch him wrestle RVD in the ECW arena back in the day. Definitely, he knows what he's talking about. The man is skilled, and he's also, most importantly, not an asshole, which is very hard to find in this day and age.
I'd die for the guy. And if any of you five are wondering, he knows who all five of you are. So, because
he's good people, and you surround yourself with good people. And I always tell people this advice too. Like when you're in the wrestling industry, it's not just what you're capable of; it's the people you know and everything. Because you never know just the random conversation that's going to get you either over with somebody or in the right position when an opportunity knocks. So keep up the good work, and obviously you're putting in the effort. Tom's a good guy to be around. Jerry Lynn's a good guy to be around. Again, I wish I had your magic skills. I wish you had your in-ring skills. Keep it up, brother.
I love Jerry, so even if he did give me a power drive once.
Yeah, power driver too.
Yeah, one. It only took one.
Well, Jake, thanks for taking the time here.
From it.
I know you gotta get back to working these guys out and stuff, so we'll let you go. But we do appreciate you taking the time, and it's honestly, it's been really cool having you on and just getting to know this side of you, and we can't wait to have you back on here.
Absolutely, yeah. Whenever you guys want me, I'd love to come on and talk about Power or USA or just pro wrestling with you guys.
All right, beautiful. All right, well, tell Tom and everyone we said hello, and you have a good rest of your night, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Well, that was Magic Jake Dumas. And I expected him to be so much more antagonistic, and
I was emotionally prepared for it, and then he was just standoffish at the beginning, and so I was like, all right, I'm going to go in deep, and then he all of a sudden opened up, and I was like, all right, well, let's be nice and real.
It's just all right, I'll take it. Now I just feel like more in line with Magic Jake and CJ and what they stand for. So this is, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. Here we are. All right. So we have a lot to talk about. We have NWA 74, which I think for this last little bit of the show, we definitely need to run down what we know about 74 and what's going on with all of that. Don't forget, if you're watching this show right now, Danny Dealz has, despite everything you might think about him, he does bring in the codes you can only get sometimes when you watch the live stream. Magic Deals right now, 25% off in the NWA shop. That's nationalwrestlingalliance.com.
25% off. That's sensational.
Order. That's 1/4 of a complete price.
That means you can buy anything and you only pay for 3/4 of it.
That is how
these guys trying to use fractions over here. That's correct.
3/4.
Fracting is not good for the environment.
Yeah.
Kyle's trying to get into politics, but
we're not good at math here. Let's just move on.
Dealz, how long does this,
25% off. Let's face
code
it.
last?
If you're watching the program, you've earned it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, support the brand, support Dealz. When you get something, Dealz looks better to everybody above them. Keep it up.
That is true. That is true. All right. So I'm going to play you, if you just got here, you missed it earlier, we are having an interview with Matt Cardona drop over at TIPW show. That's coming up. It's a cool interview with him. I think a lot of stuff people will be expecting to hear. Some stuff you will. But I'm going to play one more clip from that. When we come back from the clip, we'll talk about NWA 74 and everything you need to know about the upcoming stuff from the National Wrestling Alliance. With your, like, how does that, because you can't, like, work out or
I can't work out right now. And like that's a big part of my lifestyle is the gym. And people ask, this is off topic, people ask me all the time, like, how do you stay motivated for the job? I don't wake up like, I can't wait to go to the gym today. That's not what it is, you know? And when I'm in there, it's not like, oh, this is the best. Oh, man, I'm at the gym. Woo! It's just, it's become part of my daily, like, lifestyle. It's like I wake up, you know, eat breakfast, take a shit, go to the gym. It's just like, I've done it for so long. Right. That's just ingrained in my brain. So even now, even the day after surgery, I went to the gym. There's only certain things I can do. Obviously, I'm in this sling. I have one arm. But I'm not going to let my body fall apart, the rest of my body fall apart. And also, I just have to go. It just has to be done.
Yeah. How much does it impact, like, you mentally when you have the issue of, like, well, you just had to give up the 10 pounds of gold?
I mean, it's horrible. You know, like something that I've worked 19 years for. And listen, I say all the time, I'm here to save NWA. And I truly am. I want this company to, you know, to grow and to get even bigger. And I want to be responsible for that. I want to be the face of that company. And I know a lot of people legit in the back don't like me saying that. And that's fine. But I'm not like the bad guy here. I'm not like invading. This isn't like NWO coming to WCW. Like, I want this company to get bigger. I want this company to get better. I want there to be more merchandise, more shows. It's great doing these shows every couple of months. I don't want to do them every couple of months. I want to do them every week. You know what I'm saying? I want this to just get bigger and better, and I want to be a part of that journey. And it sucks that I felt like I was doing a great job as champ. We have the pay-per-view named after me. Not only can I not be on the show, I'm going to have to give up the title, but I get it. I mean, I can't, you know, I was bitching and moaning that, like, the champions before me, like, were just sitting home not defending it. So I can't be that guy.
Right.
If someone else, you know, I can't be a hypocrite. If I can't defend the title, if I can't make these towns, you know, representing the NWA, someone else has to. I get it.
So just curious then, out of that matchup that happened after you gave it up, Trevor
I left. I didn't even watch it.
Well,
I couldn't be in the building. I know now Trevor's the champ.
I was going to say, if you haven't heard, I'll tell you. Spoiler alert.
I couldn't stay in the building. I couldn't. I had to leave.
How do you feel about Trevor winning it? Like, did you have a preference out of those guys?
I did not have a preference. Listen, Trevor, he's such an old school. You think of NWA, you think of someone like Trevor Murdoch, right? And his reign got cut short by me. So now he has another chance. And I think now he's got like a little motivation. He's got like a fire lit under his ass that, like, I came in here, just took it. He's like, I legitimately think he's like, oh shit. You know, like, now I think he's going to cherish it, hold on to it as high as he can, do more with it. And not saying he wasn't a great champion, but I think he's going to be a better champion this time around.
All right. Well, that is another clip from Matt
really
Cardona.
like that. I want to watch that whole interview. I was intrigued right off the bat there.
Well, good. That was the whole idea of the clips.
Truths on there, and I appreciate that. Between that and seeing a puppy when we came back, I'm deep in this right now.
There's also a cat here, if you're not paying attention to Joe's screen.
Not a cat guy.
Eat a dick, Kyle.
Whoa. Good. Not even talking cat fan?
Yeah, that was my cat that said that.
The cat is so vulgar.
Yeah. She's a real bitch.
That dog does look like Scooby-Doo. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
The collar. Every time I see the collar, I think of it.
Zoinks!
Yeah.
Well, like Dealz.
Yeah.
Are we all going to try to do our best Casey Kasem impression?
We are. We are right now.
Ghost.
I love that you just made a Casey Kasem reference where half the people in the chat probably have no idea.
I just had another podcast idea.
Everyone knows Casey Kasem is the voice of Shaggy. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
We know that. But come on, Casey Kasem. Most people don't even know what the radio is at this point in the world.
That I
the cat just looked at me. Very much like
my cat is a huge Casey Kasem fan.
How old is your cat, by the way?
Old enough to know Casey Kasem, bitch.
Because look at the eyes moving. I don't like this at all. This is very unnerving. I think it's possible that your cat is Casey Kasem reincarnated.
The spirit.
I don't know. I just think
the spirit of Casey Kasem is in that cat, and that cat does not like me.
No wonder I get to hear the 40 best of songs in America every day. Thanks
my
to
sister
my
used
cat.
to make me listen to that, Casey Kasem.
All I know is I'm
goes out
emailing
for a
Corgan after this, and we're gonna see if we can't book this for 74. Kyle versus the cat. So,
Cat would whip your
I'm going to
ass,
send you the
bro.
link to Casey Kasem flipping out.
Cats don't know fear.
Please
And cats
do.
only have rage.
Can we bring that up? Can we bring Casey Kasem flipping out?
Yeah, I'm going to send you the link. Have you ever heard it?
Gary,
the Negative
oh,
Lane
I've heard
song
it.
where he's flipping out.
no.
Maybe our viewers haven't. Let's
Oh, it's
introduce
hysterical. I got to talk about this dog dying, but I'm coming out of a soft song. He's freaking out. It's awesome. Oh, yeah. Somebody just did board op recorded it, and he's flipping out, and they play music behind it. And it's
Casey
really
Kasem.
Scott's asking maybe Deal's dog can solve the mystery of his neck brace.
Right now, he's intrigued about whatever's happening in the hallway. I don't know that there's anything happening in the hallway, but
all right. Well, I'll tell you what is happening on August 27th and 28th. That's NWA 74 coming to you live from the Chase in St. Louis. NWATix.com is where you want to go to get those tickets. It's also available, of course, on Fight TV. But being there live is cooler, and I'll tell you why it's cooler, because aside from just the awesome show that you're going to get from the National Wrestling Alliance, you also get a fan fest. You can be there at NWATix.com. You can get tickets to the fan fest. There are also 2 days of the fan fest. And I think all of the champs are going to be there at some point during the fan fest. But did you see on night one, Baby Doll is going to be there? How cool is that? You want to be a part of that. I also know that Barry Windham, I've got Barry Windham still with night one, but did I hear right? He got moved? Nobody. All right. So
all the people that could answer that question were looking off camera, so I don't think they were listening.
Hold on, my wife was leaving the house. What happened?
My wife.
My wife. Wow, way to make a reference that also is outdated.
Oh, what a way to crack the code, Dan Brown.
Listen, Kyle, we're not as old as you think we are, or that you think you are, and also our fan base is not like 14.
Pop culture.
Santa
6
Claus
years
is one of our
behind.
fans. That guy's like 1,000 years old.
Anyway, my question was, is Barry Windham, is he still on night one?
Barry Windham is actually at night 2.
There we go. Night 2, Barry Windham. Also on night 2, JJ Dillon. So
yes, see that you've made the connection. There's a Horseman connection there, and that is exactly what it is. We got to fix that graphic, baby.
Yeah, I didn't see an updated one. We'll talk more about 74 in a second, but also just at NWATix.com. If you go there right now, you can also see the shows in Nashville. If you want to be a part of NWA Power and NWA USA tapings, if you love professional wrestling as much as I love professional wrestling, this is where you want to be, because it's all day of wrestling, just constant, awesome stuff going on and great interaction. If you love people like Trevor Murdoch, you see there, Nick Aldis, Camille, Tom Latimer, Matt Cardona, Tires. You can't get more up close and personal and interact with the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance than you can at an NWA Power taping or USA taping.
I mean, right there, that's going to be the fallout of NWA 74 as well. So everything that happens on those 2 nights, you're going to get to witness the follow-up live and in person. And I can tell you, there is a big possibility there could be some shakeups. You never know. But the little rumor there is that you never know what's going to happen. There might be some big things on the horizon.
The rumor is you might not know what's going to happen. That's the rumor.
Yeah, that is actually the rumor.
I've also heard a rumor, Gary, that at the fan fest you're going to have a kissing booth. Is this true?
I'm going to have a kissing booth.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
I am now.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
and Will will be signing too, but Will, you got to catch him before 1 in the afternoon before he goes to bed. So the early session.
I'll be there.
Be at the Fan Fest, the first hour of the Fan Fest.
Yeah, and then I got to go to bed. I'll be there at 5 in the morning. If anybody else wants to get there early, I'll be in the lobby. And,
great breakfast at the Chase.
Yeah.
Great breakfast.
Yeah.
Also, one thing we do know is going to happen, despite me picking on Kyle, is that Ricky Steamboat is going to be at the Skyway Studios Nashville tapings. That is on August 29th. So you want to be there for that. Ricky Steamboat, former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. He's going to be there. That's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that.
That's huge. I don't have a wrestling memory as a child where Ricky Steamboat wasn't involved in, the company or a major player in the, what I was into.
It's a controversial decision that we're still reviewing that happened in Chicago when he won the belt. I just like to say that.
You're still reviewing it. Okay.
Yeah,
you can
still
take
being
that
reviewed.
Eric Dale says Gary's kissing booth is the worst idea of all time. That's because we've never made out, Eric. I think I'd change your mind.
Jesus.
He's talking about the fact that there's a possible another pandemic on the horizon with monkeypox, and that maybe just making out with random strangers is not really the answer during those times. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think he's just saying that Gary's beard's just going to tickle him. He's ticklish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was all about. Never mind. Yeah, you just don't want that the tickle.
That's
fair.
You don't want the tickle.
Seriously, your cat is like trying to peer into my soul, and I don't like it.
Yeah, she'll tickle you, Kyle, with her claws.
I like how she looks like deep into the camera for a minute and then just kind of looks away, like
casual. In disgust, like
like she can't look at us for very long.
Real talk. Why is the cat peering into the camera?
There's no real kissing booth, Axel. Calm down. You're not missing it. We're saving that.
Was a kissing booth. What
Latin
would you charge?
America.
And don't pretend like you haven't thought about this.
I got to get that out there. All right.
Yeah. So, come to see Ricky Steamboat or work Gary's kissing booth. All right.
You want to be working the booth, not being a patron of the booth. So that's not a bad deal.
Hey, I'll tell you what's going to happen on night one as well. How about this? Table
enough about my lips.
Bully Ray versus Mike Knox. You talk about a tickly beard. Mike Knox, he's got one. and Bully Ray's gonna feel the tickle up close and personal.
I'm hoping Mike Knox puts him through a table, and I gotta tell you why. Because Mike Knox is always nothing but very nice to me. Even he got confused. He saw a bald guy with a beard, almost attacked me. But then when I reminded him who I am, he got real happy, told him he loved me. He told me he loved me on camera. Going with that. Also, I was watching a little special thing from the other weekend. It was a roast for somebody. Bully Ray goes up, didn't even roast, just had compliments and stuff. Really let me down. I wanted to hear some zingers, some insults. Nope. Now I want him to go through a table because he doesn't know how things work.
Well, we're going to see it. Night one of NWA 74, Bully Ray versus Mike Knox. That's a big one. That's a big seller there. But another one that Kyle mentioned earlier today, and you've been seeing clips of our interview with him, Matt Cardona is going to be back in action at NWA 74, night one, facing a hand-picked opponent.
Two ways
trying to tell who that is, but I can't. It looks like
I know that elbow, but there's two ways of looking at this. Matt Cardona, and from listening to little excerpts of your interview, it sounds like he might have found a little change of heart through this injury. Could he pick somebody who is going to give him a run for his money that really makes sure that his return is something that everybody's talking about? Option number one. Option number two, he picks somebody that he could beat like that, and we're all falling for this. I'm hoping that there's some real competition. However, Matt Cardona.
Spoiler alert for the interview that didn't age well from that interview because it was during our last tapings. He says, I'm not going to be back in time for 74, but now we know he is. I'm still not sure that he's 100%. Nobody heals that fast for a bicep injury.
It could be 95.
Elite level athletes do. Elite level athletes. Gary, it might take you
right.
42 years, or in Dealz' case, till he dies to heal from any sort of injury.
Wow. When did Joe turn heel on me?
I'm just saying, not for nothing.
I think
there was no turn. It's always how
Gary, in order to tear your bicep, you'd have to use it. That's the point.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Sherry, you're welcome to be a guest host on this whenever
I would love
want.
for Sherry to come on
Yeah,
there.
you're more than welcome. Sherry Shaw.
Sherry would only add to the show.
If you don't know the background here, responsible for a lot of the music you love in the National Wrestling Alliance when you're watching the pay-per-view products there.
That is true. Sherry Shaw. Sherry Shaw is an angel, and we would love to have Sherry Shaw anytime. All right. Let's talk about what else. Night one. Well, how about this? It may not get bigger than this, folks. Camille is defending the NWA World Women's Championship against Taya Valkyrie. Is this the biggest challenge she's faced today?
I might put $5 down on Taya Valkyrie.
I think this is the biggest challenge she's ever faced, and I don't think it's anything against any of the competition she's had before. I think you're looking at a battle of attrition. She's been defending this championship for a year, anywhere and everywhere. Eventually, the odds are going to catch up to you. She has not taken any time off. Who knows what kind of injuries you end up sustaining over the course of that year that you just don't tell anybody about, that are just kind of there nagging and eventually become things worse. Taya is in an amazing position. This match could see the NWA World Women's Championship change hands.
We're still just talking about... Yeah, I know.
Listen, I'm with you there, Kyle. I'm with you. I mean, I think
I'm legit. We were just talking about somebody with an injured bicep and this, and like, who knows?
I felt like I was listening to a real build-up. Go ahead, Will.
I think Camille has faced incredibly high quality opponents during her current reign. Her match at Always Ready with Colin King. I mean, it was match of the night for most of us and most people that watched that pay-per-view. But Kylan is up and coming. Believe it or not, she was at the mountaintop and almost got it, and she's still getting better. She's still moving up. But Taya Valkyrie is somebody who is established. She's wrestled all over the world. She's held numerous championships. That's a little bit different than facing somebody that's on their upward trajectory. This is somebody that's already been to the mountaintop, and that's what's going to make this match a little bit different, in my opinion. And it's going to be, I think, a different dynamic, and we're going to see, a different Camille, in my opinion, than we're used to seeing.
Known by many as the belt collector right now is Taya. She's just winning championships all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then whoever wins this matchup, they've got a lot in store for them on night 2 of NWA 74, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. We've got one other match that was announced officially for night 1, and that is the National Heavyweight Championship is also on the line when Jax Dane, along with Chris Silvio, I'm sure will be at his corner, is going to defend that title against Scion, NWA's mystery man, with his
creepy ass brother.
Yeah, with Austin Idol. That's gonna be a slobber knocker. We were talking about those earlier, but Scion's an excellent technical wrestler, and Jax Dane is just as much of a bruiser as you can be. So I'd be interested to see what happens here. Joe, did you have a thought?
Oh no, I was waving to someone else. But also, I mean, did we talk about the Burke Invitational? Look at this big announcement.
Oh yeah,
well, we're getting there.
Media.
We're getting there, bro. Gosh. I got the graph.
Saw it. I'm scrolling on the Twitter or the Instagram, and I saw
attention to the show.
That's some breaking news. But if you're getting there, jump the gun.
Go ahead. It's okay. That is
Joey G's like Schefter. He's always got his phone, and he still manages to do the show.
Hey, look, I get it. He's got a family, and it's getting late, and as a lot of people do. It's Burke Invitational, of course, taking place on night number 1. Let's run through those people we've seen announced already for the matchup. You've got Samantha Starr with her mother. Baby Doll is entering the Burke Invitational. Winner of this, I should mention, as you can see there in the graphic, the winner of this is going to face whoever is the champion on night 2. So earlier when I was talking about Camille and Taya, you get out of that. You're out of the frying pan and into the fire. Now you got to face somebody coming at you from the Burke Invitational. Now, of course,
coming at you.
Go through they're coming through a gauntlet.
Coming at you.
So whoever is the champion after NWA 74 is going to have earned it for sure. Another person you're going to see in that Burke Invitational, Kylan King. So close to winning the title already. Here's her opportunity to get another shot at the Women's Championship? Can Kylan King make her way through the gauntlet? What about St. Louis's own Tootie Lynn is in action in the Burke Invitational? She's been announced officially. She is back, and she was so close last year. So close till she was taken out by Chelsea Green. And can Tootie reclaim that victory that she almost had? She's just gotta maybe this time's the time. Or maybe it's time for Missa Kate, who's also been announced. Missa Kate, we've seen her a bunch on NWA 74. She's been working her way through the NWA.
Sporty Spice.
Oh yeah, she's Sporty Spice.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the question of, does anybody want to have to be in the Burke Invitational when Max the Impaler is going to be there? Not only is she as you know, all these women that are entering the Burke Invitational, Max the Impaler has been dominant in the women's division of NWA, but they've now added Sinister Minister as a manager. And so, as Danny calls him, Cine Mini or Count Chocula.
That's right.
Cine Mini with Max the Impaler. Is Max more dominant than ever? Is Max unstoppable? That's going to be a question. But a lot of people, I noticed when it got posted on social, have another favorite, and that is Maddie. Just Maddie. Maddie is going to be entering the Burke Invitational. So that's a big one too. And let's not forget what Joe just pointed out, just announced on social media just a little bit ago. If you haven't seen it, Angelina Love, friend of the show and former guest, she is entering the Burke Invitational to challenge, to win that opportunity to battle for the NWA World Women's Championship.
Where's Chelsea?
Well, Chelsea has not been announced yet.
She's the reigning holder.
Yeah, she won.
These are the official announcements that we've had so far.
But sometimes people's schedules don't match. Then you never know. Maybe she'll be announced. Maybe she's preoccupied. Who's to know? Maybe this is some play by Matt Cardona. I don't know.
Well, if she's not there, Angelina Love, it should be the favorite. That's what I think.
Cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, let's move on to night 2 real quick and blast through this. We also have the United States Tag Team Championships.
Be careful. Those corners are pointy on that star.
Tell them about it.
That is, I don't know what that means, but I mean,
that means tell them about the U.S. tag titles that are going to come to the Ill Begotten.
Oh boy.
Oh, is that what they're going to do? Well, that's interesting you say that, because the first team that got announced for this one,
those brothers.
This is a battle royal, and the first team that got announced is the Ill Begotten with Danny Dealz. So you guys are going to be at NWA 74, Danny. And
Daddy.
Sound
We're
confident.
Come out to the Bloodsport theme.
Should I tell the Ill Begotten, though, that you escorted the Mortons out to the ring at the Gathering in Charlotte this past weekend?
They paid me a good fee for that.
Okay. All right. Well, another team that's going to be joining the Ill Begotten in the ring is the Now. They are going to be jumping in here, and a lot of people love the Now and love their
Northeast
chances.
Brothers.
Yeah, these guys are going to go hard. I believe it. I believe there's a good chance that now that those U.S. tag titles
good guys, but they
ain't
with the belts.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about your other favorites? The miserably faithful,
the
Gaggy
miserably tasteless.
Renaro.
That's right. Miserably tasteless cereal boys right here. We got Yummy Mummy and Boo Berry with Count Chocula in the background. Them boys ain't doing nothing. They don't want to see us in that battle royal.
I haven't had dinner yet, and I am so hungry after we keep on talking about these cereals. And Cineminis. Cineminis just sound cool.
Yeah.
We gotta
cinnamon
get these
roll.
guys out of here. All right. So what about you think the Open Gotten's got a chance against Gold Rush, who's also going to be there? Austin Idols, Idol Sports Management in conjunction with Church's Money Enterprises, Gold Rush, Jordan Clearwater, Marche Rocket. I don't know. I feel like this is a favorite right here.
We ain't worried about them JTs.
Gold Rush.
Get them out of here.
Yeah. What was the other thing? Golden Rocket. That was the original pitch, I think. All right. Moving on. How about Rough and Ready? We haven't seen much out of these guys.
They ain't rough and they ain't ready. We already disposed of those dudes in Oak Grove.
I was going to say we've seen them, but they're. I guess they want a second shot at the Ill Begotten here. They're coming back.
I mean, in what condition are they going to be in? Because tomorrow night, one half of Rough and Ready will be in a tables match Devin Graves going against Mike Knox as a precursor to the NWA 74 match. So one of those men might not be coming out this in the best of shape here. And I hate to say it, I think Rough and Ready is going to be going in a little roughed up.
There you go.
That is well said, Kyle. What about the Fixers? There may not be a bigger team in the National Wrestling Alliance. And,
I'll bribe Legursky with pizza. That'll be all right.
If both men were healthy going into this, I feel like this could possibly be a no-brainer and they'd be walking out with the gold. But the thing is that Jay Bradley has had that elephantitis injury. And from what we've been told by Wrecking Ball Legursky recently, the ointment he's been rubbing in has not been working. So
Fixer cream?
You know,
and to be fair, it's elephantitis.
Elephantitis.
Yeah.
Say it right.
Listen, I have never had it, and I don't think I ever will have it. So
you don't want to look how angry Jay Bradley looks there. The boss.
I'm told
sometimes you right at me.
Sometimes I'm told you want it.
He always looks like that.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe he's always had elephantitis.
What are you talking about?
And just announced today,
just like
by the way, the Country Gentlemen are also entering the United States Tag Team Tournament.
All right.
You got
Tell
adorable
Anthony Andrews in that picture looking like he's got a loose tooth he can't stop playing with his tongue.
A lot of weird teeth in these pictures.
That's weird.
Interesting. All right. What about this? The World Women's Tag Team Champions are on the line. If you heard Busted Open, Allison Kay went to town on Kinsey Page and Ella Envy in that interview, and she and Marty are challenging in a Kings Highway street fight for the NWA
what is
World
a Kings
Women's...
Highway street fight? I can't even tell you which team has an advantage in this because I don't know what this match is. Now, a street fight makes me think you bring a weapon. And let me tell you, those two championship titles that Pretty Empowered have, the tag team championships, are pretty heavy and are a hell of a weapon. So I got to be honest with you. Street fight, if anything goes, Pretty Empowered already literally have the answer to winning this match in their hands.
I'd go with the Hex there. The AK's a Detroit girl. So if it's street fight, that's where I'm going. Number one. Number two, if you look up her history, she's not a stranger to weapons and all that kind of craziness.
AK's been posting photos with like a machete, I think. So
never
mind. I take it back. The Hex with the machete.
I mean, if there's no rules, there's no rules.
The Hex and the Corazon Ballroom with a machete.
That's right. Oh, Colonel Mustard ain't got shit on that.
We would be remiss if we don't mention that in the main event, the culmination of all of NWA 74 right now, as the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship is on the line as Trevor Murdoch defends his title against Tyrus. You want to talk about somebody who he fought hard to get back on top and then has like the literal biggest possible challenger in the NWA right now. He's got Tyrus.
I'm at the gym the other day. I'm working out. I'm getting my steps in. I'm doing the cardio, and I look up at the screen because they got every TV set to a different thing, and I see Tyrus on the screen, and I see a graphic pop up. If you ever told me that I'd see a graphic for NWA on Fox News, I'd tell you you're wrong. But there it was. This match, it goes beyond wrestling. People that don't even know wrestling exists are tuned into this and focused on who's going to win this match. Trevor Murdoch, man of the people, definitely earned it. Second reign as NWA World Champion. Tyrus, man of a different people. He's definitely earned that as well. No matter what you believe or what you think, this match is going to be two behemoths beating the hell out of each other. I am pulling for Trevor Murdoch, but Tyrus, with all of his wins in the NWA, reigning TV champion, this is definitely going to be an uphill battle for Trevor Murdoch.
Well, and imagine this too. I mean, I've never seen Tyrus lose in the NWA. So for Trevor Murdoch to come out of NWA 74 as World Heavyweight Champion, we're going to have to see Tyrus lose a wrestling match in the NWA, which is unheard of. And it's a pretty big deal.
Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping that Trevor beats the hell out of him because I just want to see him knock that big man out of his boots. But still, that's not a simple.
It hasn't happened. Yeah, nobody's been able to do that. So I think Trevor is going to be, for all we're saying, to your point, that Tyrus has possibly the biggest challenge Trevor could face. I think this is the biggest challenge Tyrus is going to have had to face in the National Wrestling Alliance. So
I agree with that too. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about
Kyle's just talking. We'll just let Kyle keep talking.
You know what? I'm going to take that as a sign that what I was about to say I shouldn't have said on the podcast.
I thought we were going to get through a whole stream without anybody doing that, but here we are at the very end. Kyle left on me.
All right. Well, all right. Well, I know it's getting late, so let's talk about what you've got to look forward to from here. Plenty of things. Let me tell you about them. One is, if you're gang for it, Nick Aldis is right now with Mickey James over starting at 8 p.m.
Bit my tongue, and yet he still shows up on the screen.
Yep, there he is. Free for fans. Watch WWE Raw with Nick Aldis. Look at us. NWA LiveStream advertising Raw, but Nick did send this over.
Way to promote another company.
Yeah. On Millions, you can check out Nick Aldis talking about Raw. And I think that just speaks to, wow, what is going on right now.
Still doesn't have a match at NWA 74. We have not announced his opponent. I know he's contractually obligated to be there. Screw it. I was just going to, you popped that up when I was going to mute myself and not say a damn thing anyway. Here's the thing. Who knows what that world title match would have been if Nick only had not pissed off the boss. And yet here we are. Instead of promoting NWA 74 and that he's contractually has to be there, he's promoting appearing and doing a voiceover for another company's wrestling program. Bravo. Guys, all I know is NWA 74, Nick Aldis will be there, whatever match happens, whatever takes place. That's in his hands. But Trevor Murdoch, no matter who you put in the ring with him, that man is a champion and deserves to be a champion. Just put it out there.
Dodie asking in the chat, since Tyrus fulfilled his lucky 7 now after beating Odinson here, will he vacate the TV title? I think we've answered this before, Dodie, but I don't think this is not a lucky 7 situation. This was a match granted to him by William Patrick Corgan. So as far as I know, you could be looking at 2-belt Tyrus at the end of NWA 74, were he to beat Trevor Murdoch. Is that right, Joe and Kyle?
Mm-hmm. No, that is absolutely correct. He's still going to be able to hold on to that. This was a decision that WPC felt like he had to make. And so, Tyrus, talk about a guy who's really holding all the cards right now. Usually we say that about the dealer, but now we're saying it about Tyrus.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, another thing you can look forward to that gets us back on track is tomorrow night at 6:05 is NWA Power. And it's going to be a big one because there's a lot going on. You don't want to miss this one. It only gets hotter and hotter every week heading into NWA 74. One of the things you got to look forward to is, as you see there, Wrecking Ball is going to be taking on Ricky Morton. And these guys have been feuding on and off for a while now, but they're going to get their singles match, Wrecking Ball Legursky and Ricky Morton. Another one to look forward to, you're going to see Jordan Clearwater in action. I know he's NWA fan favorite. He's going to be taking on Joe Alonzo, the high-flying Joe. That guy is really impressive every time I see him in the ring, so I'm excited to see what these two bring to the table against each other. But then it just gets harder hitting as you've got, we mentioned this earlier, Mike Knox wants a warm-up for his table match at NWA 74. So poor Devin Graves of Rough and Ready, he's jumping in the ring with Mike Knox. One of those guys is going to a table. This has got to be the first tables match on NWA Power. So
why is it because he's sleeping?
He's just quitting. He's just giving him
It's after 4.
That brother looks like he's enjoying life. Let him be.
You want to talk about another guy who just puts himself to the test? How about Trevor Murdoch is wanting a match with the Pope? These two, they've had a little bit of back and forth, and this is going to be impressive. Trevor Murdoch's going to take on Pope, and this is all before 74. This is pretty crazy.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Here's a man who's so confident in his abilities and who wants to make sure that Pope knows exactly where the relationship stands, that he's willing to get into the ring with a man weeks before defending the 10 pounds of gold and one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year against one of the biggest challengers ever. And he has enough respect, and not just respect, but enough of a purpose on how he feels about the situation to get into that ring with Pope just weeks in advance of the pay-per-view.
What's crazy about it to me is that Trevor, I don't think Pope understands fully what's going through Trevor's mind, and nobody seems to be able to get that from him. In fact, I had a clip here from the other day. Trevor, a man of few words these days.
Please welcome NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Trevor Murdoch. Trevor, you're going to be facing Pope on next week's episode of NWA Power, and rumors are that you asked for this match.
I did ask for this match.
Why is that?
That's between me and the Pope.
Okay. Can you tell me more?
I'll tell you more. What's important, what we need to be focusing on, is at NWA 74 in St. Louis, Missouri, at the Chase Park Plaza. I will be there as the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. That's what's important.
Okay, but if you're so focused on NWA 74, why are you facing Pope?
Again, May, that's between me and the Pope.
Okay, I respect that. Thank you so much, Trevor, for your time.
Poor May tried.
That's between him and the Pope.
Listen, is it just me, or is the soft-spoken Trevor Murdoch scarier than the loud, shouting, angry Trevor Murdoch?
Kyle, you're muted again.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is that Harley Race with that little kind of rumble, gravelly drawl he's got going there? I mean, a man that
Trevor
speaks softly like that. I don't know about that part, but
I'm gonna kill you. That's what
Dealz. You don't look nearly as scary. Well, I'm excited for this because Pope versus Trevor, that's an awesome match. Not sure that I would make the same decision to be in a match with Pope ahead of my match with Tyrus, but I guess that's what makes a champion. And
I think it's a statement.
Not me.
I think it's a statement more than anything else. Is he saying, "Hey, I'm not just gonna take championship like I did before and sit back and wait for challengers and matches. I'm gonna, take on the biggest and baddest." It's a non-title match, but a match against Pope, whether it's for a title or not, is a pretty steep uphill battle. So he's gonna prove himself and then go on to defend the title at 74.
All right. Well, I'm going to show, if you guys don't mind, one more little short clip from the interview with Matt Cardona. Please follow us on all the podcast platforms, TIPW Show, at TIPW Show, on all social media, and youtube.com/This Is Pro Wrestling. Check that out. But you'll get more of this tomorrow. But here's one last little short clip of the Cardona interview.
I say I'm about three things: buzz, money, and gold. And, I mean that. I really am. Like, I'm about, staying relevant, getting that buzz, doing whatever I can to get noticed. Love me or hate me, you know what I'm doing, right? Everyone in the wrestling world knows that Matt Cardona, well, I'm not anymore, but Matt Cardona is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, because I will tweet it and post it until you want to throw up, because you know, and and that's just part of the gig, in my opinion. Some people don't have to do that. I do. I need to be the person who is forcing you to know what I'm doing. And I don't mind doing it. That's just part of the job. I've always been that way. When I started the YouTube show over a decade ago, I wasn't happy with my spot in WWE. Instead of bitching and moaning, I did something about it. And I think I proved that you can change your position in a major company. And I'm very proud that I did that. And now I think I'm trying to prove that you don't need a major company to be a quote-unquote successful pro wrestler. And by successful, I mean money, happiness, not just like wins and losses, which is great. I love winning championships. I love winning championships all over the world. It's awesome. Yeah. But I'm the happiest I've ever been, the most motivated I've ever been, having the most fun, and I think I have the most buzz I've ever had.
Is it hard for you to shut that off?
Yes.
When you get home or something, and especially since you and Chelsea are both so driven, do you have to tell each other hey, all right?
Yeah, I mean, there are times it happened to me today. I was working out and I'm not even focusing on the lifting. I'm just focusing on if I have a backstage or a pre-tape, what am I going to say today? That, I'm just so focused on that. Yeah. My brain does not shut off. But I think that's also why I've been so successful, because, and listen, not everything I do is a home run. I've fallen flat on my face so many times. I've also, I've said this before. I think there is no one in the history of this business who's been counted out and has come back more times than me. And I mean that 100%. And you can find somebody else, let me know.
All right. And there's Matt Cardona, and it gets even more detailed than that as we go through that interview. So I hope you guys will check that out. Guys, is there anything else we want to talk about before we wrap this baby up? Kyle,
keep on going.
Kyle, I swear to God,
Keep on going.
Obviously, the answer is no. The answer is no.
The universe does not want you to say.
I'm trying to keep everything calm and collected while we're making dinner in the other room here, and just
What's
keep
for
on
dinner?
forgetting. I believe we're gonna have pasta. Is it pasta? What are we having for dinner? Oh, never mind, guys. I got sandwiches.
Oh,
fun.
Pub subs. If you live on the lower tendons of the United States, Publix has delicious sandwiches.
They do.
Pork chops.
Wild Arms is having
Arms
pork chops. That's
yeah.
fantastic. What did I have for lunch today? Chicken and couscous. It was delicious.
You know what? For just an appetizer, though, you guys thought you were leaving without it. I'm going to give you a little taste of a moment of Sal.
Kudos, stigma, onus, texture, context.
So take that with you as you.
This explains so much because I've been getting some really, really involved texts from him that are just like one nice word
And backwards.
And upside down.
Yeah, he does write everything backwards. It's super weird, and it takes you a moment to like be like, okay, that's okay. Oh, vascularity. Okay, yeah.
I kind of hate him if he really wrote like vascularity backwards. That's rough.
No, he does.
Ah.
He also sends pictures of people's personal license plates all the time.
I also want to know the context for
Secure
him using the term vascularity.
Like that. You don't want to.
We'll find out next month.
There's some things that are just better left unsaid.
He's a body guy. You know that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. We love all of the hashtag NWA fam that joins us in and out here on the NWA live stream. You can go check out Nick Aldis if you want to, or like just watch Raw or whatever you're doing. We love you guys, and thank you for spending your Monday evening with us. From Joe Galli, from Danny Dealz, from Scooby, from Kyle Davis, Will,
Scooby.
Brett the Hitman Hart back here. We thank you for being here. You guys, please enjoy your week and enjoy your gravy cake.